Dungeons & Dragons is the tabletop role-playing game that has been host to many places of adventure through both time and worlds, but the Dragonlance series was an ultimate favorite of the 80s and early 90s and has been surprisingly absent for far too long. Well, Wizards of the Coast are finally changing that with two big Dragonlance releases, a tactical board game called Warriors of Krynn and a campaign book called Shadow of the Dragon Queen. You may remember Dragonlance from the novel series or from the old campaign settings, but what makes Dragonlance so exciting is its classic low fantasy feel of swords and sorcery. It just feels so classic D&D to me. The first campaign is going to be an introduction to the world of Dragonlance, meaning that even if you aren't familiar with the lore, setting, and story, this campaign will wade you right out into the glory D&D Dragonlance waters. They call it a tour of Dragonlance, and it is set during the War of the Lance, but with a brand new story arc. You will be going to Ancelon, and this sounds incredibly exciting. I am a big fan of the Dragonlance lore, and seeing it return to Dungeons & Dragons is really like a dream come true. Now, the tactical board game, which is called Warriors of Krynn, also ties into the campaign Shadow of the Dragon Queen, which I think I forgot to say Shadow of the Dragon Queen is the name of the campaign. But this board game, it's more about war and battle. It's a co-op board game where you and your friends kind of carry out these massive military battles, but of course it also promises narrative legacy elements. And what else is really cool is the flexibility for your same characters to go between the campaign book and the board game. Now that sounds pretty exciting. And get hyped, because both of these Dragonlance adventures will be available right here this year in 2022. So the return to Dragonlance is exciting to me because we spent so much time at Faerun, the Sword Coast, the Forgotten Realms, and to finally get back to Krynn and to Dragonlance, I believe is going to pump some new blood into Dungeons & Dragons and exactly what this tabletop series needs. And just the entire story and lore of it really fits with that kind of classic like AD&D kind of feel. Now there is 5 ages they can play with and how they want to do those that, within the world of Krynn, and much of that has been left unexplored, meaning there is room for so much more to be done. I'm glad that they have decided to sort of reboot Dragonlance in a way with the first campaign that's coming out will not require you to already know everything about the lore and background to the Dragonlance series, because that makes it more inviting for people to just jump in and enjoy it and experience what it has to offer, and it has a lot to offer. And this undoubtedly means that there will be more adventures coming, more campaigns in Dragonlance. Now, I'm going to talk about the things I want to see in the series. One of the main things, first of all, is the third Dragon War. So I gotta mention this because this was when the actual Dragonlance weapons that Dragonlance is named after were made. Of course, they were made to fight the evil dragons. You see, before the Dragonlance weapons, only those that could use magic could stand a chance against the dragons, but due to the Dragonlances having the power of the gods through artifacts, they are effective against the dragons as well. And you can bet your booty that with the first campaign called Shadow of the Dragon Queen, they're going to be getting all deep into that kind of stuff. If you want to get all caught up on the Dragonlance stories though, well, you have a lot of work to do because there are around 190 novels based in the Krynn world, and well, they are all pretty darn good from what I've read. Now, it's time for you though to let me know what you think. So head to the comments and tell me about your excitement for the return of Dragonlance to D&D and what you hope to see from the new campaigns, and could we get a video game adaptation that is good for Dragonlance? After all, there is still that open world RPG based on D&D in the works that we don't have much information about yet. Let me know though what you think, and don't forget to hit that like button, help me fight the YouTube algorithm. And if you enjoy RPG, CRPG, JRPG, and MMORPG and tabletop content, consider subscribing, because that's what we do here. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming.